So, whenever you're ready.
As a young girl, gosh, I never had any worries or any cares about health issues. And as a teenager, you know, you're going through and you're growing up and everything's normal and no worries, no cares. Everything's just great. And then, you know, your grandmother finds out that she has breast cancer. And back in those days, there wasn't a lot they did. They just basically removed both breasts, and no, she had nothing. And it was very hard for me to watch her because it was, I think she was humiliated and embarrassed. She stayed inside, and that affected me. It made me know that, you know, this can happen to me, that I might wind up in the same situation one day. And you know, it stayed a little bit on the back of my mind. But then as years go by, my aunt had breast cancer. And, you know, granted, there were things that were different. There are better after care and better things that, you know, helped with her to make her normal and whole again. But it was still all of the pain and the scariness that she went through and all of the rebuilding herself. And it, again, I'm getting older, so it started, you know, playing more on my mind. And then, you know, you just think about it. This could happen to me. This could happen to me. What's going to happen? I don't want to go through this. I don't want to suffer. I don't want to be in those situations. So I decided, after a mammogram, which was a yearly thing, to go and get some advice on what I could do to prevent it. I talked with a couple of different doctors, and they said that I could be proactive and, you know, decide to have both breasts removed, and then I didn't have to worry. And it didn't take me long at all in my mind to decide that's the route I wanted to go. So that's what I did, and have not regretted it whatsoever. It, you know, certainly did bring changes in my life, and obviously with my husband as well. I don't think I realized until just recently how much it did affect my husband. But I had the surgery. I had, I never wanted foreign objects in my body. I just didn't, I'm not that kind of person. So I didn't want breast implants. And we discussed, the doctor and I, having what's called a tram flap. And that's where they take from your abdomen and move your muscles and your skin up to your breasts, and they make your new breasts with those parts of your body. That's what I did. Now, of course, they have taken off the areolas, and it just looks like two big mounds. You know, they didn't look like real breasts. And even that did not bother me, but I think it did affect my husband a little bit.
Well, being a man, visual is a lot more important than being a woman. So yes, I did see it. Didn't change my opinion, but I wanted for her to feel more like a woman.
So, I mean, right after the surgery, you know, after a little bit of the healing process, I did have the tattoos for the areolas. You know, everything was so new to me. I didn't really ask questions. I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't realize a lot of things. Number one, I knew there was no feeling in my breast, and I knew that didn't seem to be a concern for me. But many years later, I found out from him that it did affect him.
Well, hers faded.
Well, they did fade. It's been 10 years, and they have faded, pretty pale. And I think, what, you said it took you a while to...
Well, it took me about 10 years, got my nerve up, didn't want to hurt her feelings, and said, let's get it fixed. Let's get them redone So she started looking and searching.
And, you know, I think at that point we kind of talked a little, you know, to each other. And he verbalized to me that it made him feel bad, not necessarily bad, but our sexual relationship was a little different for him because I don't have the arousal anymore in my breast. But to him, that was a big part still of our relationship, and for him, he wanted me to have that. And then once he verbalized that, then, you know, of course I start thinking about it, and I do want it to look more realistic for him because I want to be the whole person that he wants me to be.
She wants me to be attracted to her.
Yeah. So that's where we are, and hopefully this is gonna do it. I'm really excited about it. I'm looking forward to actually looking like a real woman again.